Right now I just got out of the shower and I've been using the viewfinder to do some makeup so that I can come on screen and talk to you because I thought I look a little too tired. One second. You know, and really think about it. Let me put it to you in this perspective. The amount of times that I have shown up on this channel with my pajamas on or with barely even taking the crust out of the inner corners of my eyes and having absolutely no makeup or with greasy hair is a little bit unbelievable even to myself. I have shown up on here multiple times, repeatedly, in a way that if I were to ever show up to the shitty job that I would love to quit, shitty, subjective, I know, but still, the amount of times that I wouldn't even show up to a job I've had when I was a teenager or in my early 20s, looking like, I would not allow myself to look that bad 99% of the time if I knew I had to go to work and be seen by even like 5 or 10 people that I don't even like. And yet I will show up on this channel in a way that I might not even want my fiance to see me when I wake up in the morning. You are not getting views and you are not doing well because you are not taking the possibility of what you want seriously enough. You are still acting like this is all part of your imagination. Even if you are showing up, you're showing up just to tell yourself, just to tick it off a checklist. You're not acting as if this is actually going to happen. I know from personal experience. The ways in which you talk, what you talk about, the way that you present yourself, what you show. Would you be okay if that video was a video essay that you needed to present to try to get a job? Would you hire someone if that's what you saw? Or do you even think you would have a remote chance of getting the job if you actually showed up like that, making that level of research on the topic? Or would you be thinking and feeling like, well, I'm not going to be that strong of a negotiator for the salary because I'm not sounding like I have a lot to offer? I'm in my shower robe because I just have something to tell you that I need to get off my chest. Are you gonna wait until it's too late? You know, right now, I was using the viewfinder to try to put myself together. And I did concealer, powder to set under my eyes, blush, a bit of mascara. You probably didn't need that information. But do you know how long it took me to do that? 60 seconds, maybe a little bit more. And I did it really quick right here, right now, because it just needed to be done and I needed to figure it out. I needed to just do it. It just needed to be done because I did not want to look like a raccoon or like I actually just got out of the shower and I don't give two shits. But the amount of times that I have done that I have not prepared what I'm going to talk about, that I just had like half a thought and I didn't even explore it and I just showed up. You know what that got me? 50 views. The reason why things are not working out for you is because you are not taking yourself seriously enough. The ways in which I have shown up here, especially on the videos that I've gotten the least amount of views, the ones that I don't even remember making half the time, are so embarrassing. I have shown up with the mentality that no one is going to watch me. And yet I show up and make an entire video that I don't even plan, that I do not script, as soon as I get half a thought, just because that will allow me to check off a box. You are showing up with the mindset of, at least I don't have to feel like shit because I tried. So even though I am failing, it's not my fault because I tried. If there was a race and at the end you're gonna win $100,000, what you're essentially doing is jogging along, barely trying, and saying to yourself, well, I was out of shape anyway, so I wasn't gonna win, but at least I tried. And you guys knew I was out of shape, right? You weren't expecting me to like bring home that $100,000, were you? That's what you're doing. You don't have any results because in your mind, results aren't supposed to come. You're still aligning yourself to the familiarity of the mundane, the boredom, and the failure that you've been experiencing all this time, where you're underpaid, overworked, exploited, treated like shit, looked aside, however people mistreat you, however you've fallen short, however low your self-esteem has been because of what's happened to you, you bring that over into this endeavor that you're trying to take on. And instead of looking at it with fresh eyes and expecting, I'm showing up here to get 100,000 views. I'm showing up here to very, very quickly get 1 million views. You show up, hey, this is unfamiliar territory, so I'm going to expect that the way that I fit into this new thing is the same way that I fit into all of the old things and all of my old life, even though the reason why I even wanted it was because I wanted a transformation. I wanted something new. I wanted to accomplish something. I wanted to change myself. You don't take it seriously. You let yourself fall back in the old habit of whatever didn't work, whatever only worked for a little. The race that you were running, and you got a head start when you sprinted, and then you ran out of fuel, and instead of pushing through and at least fucking finishing, you're like, well, it hurts now, I'm tired, so I'm just gonna kind of jog and maybe I'll drop out halfway. That's why. If in your mind you thought, my goal is X, I'm going to do what it takes as best as I know how, you would be seeing more. Even if it wasn't all perfect, even if you weren't 100% consistent, even if you failed at times, it would not look like this. So I bring you this question. Are you gonna wait until it's too late? Are you gonna wait to get consistent and go to the gym every day or even every other day? You're gonna keep putting it off until what? Until your hair turns gray? Until your face is full of wrinkles that Botox cannot even erase? And then you'll be content with telling yourself, hey, at least I got it at some point in time. If you're an older viewer watching me right now, I don't even care, because I need to tell it like it is. Wait until what? Until you feel better. Did you do it last time you felt better? No. You're going to wait until you're ready. When is ready? How long does it take to mature? When you get past an expiration point? When you're no longer relevant? When you're too tired? When your brain is failing you? You know what you sound like right now? All of those people who think, I'm gonna start working at 20 and I'm gonna work until I'm 70. And then I'm gonna use up all the money that I saved and travel and see the entire world. But by the time they're 70, they've had a hip replacement, a knee replacement, a heart attack, and they can't even go on an airplane. That's what you sound like to me right now. How long are you gonna wait? How long are you gonna let the thoughts of the bullshit that's stressing you consume you? How long are you gonna let that bullshit live in your head rent free? Let me tell you something. If that friend is gonna leave because of some drama that you have to figure out, they're gonna leave anyway. No matter how well you resolve it. You're gonna resolve it this time and then you're gonna have to resolve it again and again and again. That person that you're dating that's stressing you the fuck out, or that keeps breaking up with you and is super inconsistent, and you're like, oh my god, I need to fix things with them. I just need to figure that out, and then I won't be so sad, and then I can go after my dream. They're gonna leave anyway. You are going to look back on your life and realize that you had so much time that you did nothing with. And you're just gonna ask yourself over and over, why couldn't I? Why didn't I? Why? Why couldn't I be better? You're letting yourself dwell on the bullshit too long. If that job is gonna fire you, that's the worst that can happen. They fucking fire you. And then you figure it out, you get another job, you use your savings, you borrow money. But you know what can make you feel safe from getting fired? Learning a skill, having a book that you wrote that you're now selling, starting a business. That's the only thing that can actually even save you from that. But you're like, oh well, it's not gonna work out for me. It's too hard. Or I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know why. You're like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to show you. What's a good way to show this? I went to the Sistine Chapel a few months ago and I saw, this is what you remind me of. The creation of Adam. You're like, oh, it's so hard. The opportunity is right there. Like, look, money. Upload something like just reasonably interesting. Anything that anybody would want to watch. Anything at all. I don't even care. We'll just give you the money. And you're like, oh, it's so hard. I have to press the upload. I have to press the record button. Oh my God. Oh, it's so painful. Unlike my warehouse job that I show up to for 40, 50, 60 hours a week that breaks my back. Oh my God, pressing the record button and uploading that for like 100 people to see. Oh my God, it's so painful. I can't do it. Are you gonna wait until it's too late? Like, what is the reason why you even want to do it? You want your life experience to include some form of this. Why are you waiting to give it to yourself? If you really want it that badly, why are you allowing your life experience today to not have any part in anything to do with that. That's what you're choosing, which is why it doesn't make any sense to me. I need you to shift your mindset and we need to have a serious talk. Sorry, I needed to change the battery on my camera. We need to have a serious chat. Listen, the way in which you budget when you're broke and you're going through money problems is the way that you need to start pursuing this now. As some of you may know, I've been broke before, and I have learned many lessons from this time in my life. The most important one that I need you to remember, this mindset, and this is the only thing that works when you need to embark on a new trajectory in your life. When I was broke and I had less than $100 to my name with all maxed out credit cards and my car was repossessed. Even when I got a job very quickly and it turned out to allow me to live the lifestyle in which I could now comfortably breathe and pay rent and eat and all of that, I thought to myself, oh no, this shit ain't ever gonna happen to me again. Ever, period. If the shoes that I am wearing right now fit me comfortably, don't have holes in them, and are appropriate for 99% of whatever events or things that I'm gonna go to, I don't need to buy a new one. If the clothes that I'm wearing don't have holes in them and don't look torn, I don't need to buy that. If water is free, I don't need that soda. Listen to me, if you're broke, if you do not have enough money, that if your job were to let you go, or if you were to have to quit for whatever emergency, and you would not be eligible to apply for unemployment for what is it, at least 3 months, maybe longer. If during that time you would run out of money, then you cannot afford whatever the fuck it is you're contemplating buying right now. You just can't. It's not there. You act like you put that money into an account and you act like you don't even know it's real. So then when you ask yourself, do I need a new purse? And you look at the evidence, this one's perfectly fine, I just would like a better variety of colors, don't buy anything. Stop it. What business do you have buying a new car, buying a new phone, buying even a used phone when the one that you have works perfectly fine? But if you were to be let go, you would have absolutely no way, no means to protect yourself from homelessness other than depending on somebody else, other than calling friends or family to come rescue you, as if that's a real plan, like get serious, then the money doesn't exist. And you have to start thinking to yourself, until I get to a point where I have minimum 6 months of living expenses there available to me at any time in a high yield savings, growing every day, the balance of money that I have is negative. And I need to work hard to get out of that debt. So if right now you are in hypothetically $10,000 in debt and you need hypothetically $20,000 saved to get you through at least 6 months, then the real balance of your net worth is negative $30,000. No excuses. You need to take that seriously, which is why I feel like we need to have a talk. So when it comes to pursuing this thing that you're trying to make happen, it's the exact same. You know what I realized to myself? If my channel has not hit 1,000 subscribers and I am not monetized with 4,000 watch hours and I have a day off where I could either watch TV, chill and play games, hang out with a friend, go to the gym, go to the sauna for a few hours and self-care or whatever that is. If I have any time and I even remotely consider that I could do those things, guess what, bitch? No, that's the time that I have. That time is not mine. That is negative time that needs to go into I need to be monetized. Period. There's no excuse. Oh, but it's too hard. I don't know how to make good content. I don't know how to be creative. Then I don't have time to do anything besides figure that out. It's not there. Did I eat? Did I sleep? Did I keep up with whatever is paying my daily expenses? If everything is done, if all the life maintenance is taken care of to a basic level, that is negative time that you owe. It belongs to this because you committed to it. And I know that sounds a little nuts, but again, am I at the point where I'm consistently making income from my videos? Is this a reasonable way out of the job that's stressing me out? Not yet, right? Then I don't have time for anything besides doing this because that time is owed. I could do one of two things. Waste that time feeling like shit about all of the things that are going wrong, and 2, all of the things that I have yet to figure out, or I can have a quick change of perspective, which is what I need you to get, because I need you to get it together. Are you gonna wait until your parents are on their deathbed and be like, oh yeah, that thing that I was gonna do to make them proud well, now's the time to start. Are you kidding me? Oh yeah, now that your parents have the big C word or are on their deathbed is the time where you're gonna take a risk and start that business to make them proud, or to have the money in case of an emergency, in case there's some unforeseen medical treatment or some lifestyle change that you need to undergo. Now is when you're gonna start saving money in order to be able to take 6 months to a year off work to be able to care for them as they die. Now that you need it is when you're gonna start. I have no words, because the only ones that come to mind are very offensive, and you would not like me if I said them out loud. The time to start is as soon as you consider the possibility that this might become necessary in the future. When you have locked yourself out of your home is not the time to think, I should have probably made a copy of the one and only key and given it to a neighbor, a friend, a relative that lives within an hour from here. That time has fucking passed. So are you gonna wait until it's too late now? Until you have to wait the entire day, call off work, call a handyman to remove the doorknob and let you in? It doesn't make any sense. As soon as you move into the house and you think there's only one key, I perchance happen to notice that this property I have purchased only has one key. Therefore, there should be more than one in case of an emergency. As soon as you notice the problem, that's when you should have done something about it. It applies right now. The time to do it was yesterday. And if you cannot do it yesterday, the time to do it is literally right now. Not when you actually already need it to exist. Not when you need it to be thriving, producing an income for you. Not when the emergency happens and you need the flexibility is the right time to start applying for flexible online remote jobs. You should have already had it so that you can get up on a plane and take care of whatever issue it is that you have to take care of. All of these excuses about my job stresses me out, I have to deal with so much bullshit. Y'all know, you guys that are subscribed to me, you already know how many times I have let myself be there in that place with that excuse. Let me tell you something. When the time comes, when something actually occurs, and I needed to, like, hypothetically quit my job and care for my relative, my dying parent who suddenly got ill. If something was to happen, if your child got in an accident and they need to be transported to a hospital that has a specialist that's halfway across the country, if you had any money whatsoever or any credit cards available to you, you would quit on the spot. You wouldn't even call. If you have anything in your cubicle, you wouldn't give a shit to tell your boss or tell, bye, oh, my beloved coworkers, bye. You wouldn't even care. You would just go. And then once you get there, maybe after a few hours or a few days, you would think, oh yeah, I should probably tell my boss what happened. I haven't been there in a few days, but not before. And sometimes you need this freaking wake up call, man, because it's so stupid the way that you're thinking. And it's really pissing me off. If there was something actually happening to anybody that you cared about, I know, your self-esteem is so low, you don't even give a fuck about you. You don't care that you're depressed, you don't care that you're overweight, you don't care that you're super unhealthy, that you don't look like yourself, that you don't even like yourself anymore. You don't care about that. I got it. But you know what you do care about? Other people around you. Any of your loved ones. Anybody at all. Like, if your cat and got his tail run over by a car, you would absolutely, like, drop everything and run. If you didn't have a car, you would run to the closest vet, to the closest emergency room. I don't care, you'd find a way. You wouldn't give a fuck about calling out or PTO or anything if there was a way to get around it. And you would have wished that you had taken care of all of the things, of all of the aspects that would have allowed you to be prepared for this moment now. To have money saved, to have insurance. If you didn't take care of that then, you're gonna be wishing right now that that's what you had. So are you gonna wait until it's too late? Are you gonna keep telling yourself, this bullshit is stressing me out, so I'm just gonna lay down for the entire day and do nothing? Think about the same problem with no new solution? When you would literally quit without a second hesitation if anything actually important to you was going wrong. So tell me, why the fuck are you sitting here right now on your lazy ass watching videos giving yourself the feeling that you're doing something productive or being entertained to try to escape the mental pattern that you're stuck in, when this is the only time that you have to get it together before all of that stuff happens. If you would quit your job in a heartbeat because someone important to you needed you, or because you got ill, or worst of all, that you know they would fire you, or that you could not hold that job any longer if your health went away, why do you waste this time that you currently have, where your family members are alive, where they're still well and good enough to share moments and make memories with, where you are still healthy and capable of enjoying your life? Why do you give a fuck about these small-minded people with these insignificant problems for a job that you will not be at forever? And all of it was wasted time where you were just surviving, waiting until something made sense, waiting and not using the time that you had to make it happen, but instead to wait for it to magically happen, even though nothing ever works that way. Act now that I've put it in your mind. Now is the time to do the thing that would have made your parents proud. Now is all you have. You know what you gotta do. See you in the next one.